Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Last class we have learned about two things. Faraday's EMF we said was d phi by dt. Motional EMF BLV. This explains Faraday's EMF. Second most important thing we said was if this was V and this is theta, motional EMF will be BLV cos theta. Do you remember this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Direction of induced EMF will be from Fleming's right-hand rule, VBI, 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 or Lenz's law, FBI, that is BIL, will oppose the cause. One of these two. One example that we have taken, we will have to revisit for reasons that you will understand. 1 second. He said if a rectangular loop is entering into a magnetic field, if it entered into a magnetic field and it is coming out of the magnetic field. Three conditions we dealt with. Do you remember this?
Yes, sir. So what reason did you give for that area of thin rod is 0? So why we consider area swept?
Area of there is no area for a thin rod. Either you interpret that as the area swept by the thin rod. Either you interpret that as area swept by the thin rod. Or observe the statement of Faraday carefully. He said, whenever there is a change in flux, there will be induced EMF. He never told the reverse. Whenever there is induced EMF, it should be only because of change in flux. He didn't say that. He said, whenever there is change in flux, there will be induced EMF. Whenever there is induced EMF, it should be only because of change in flux. Kabhi nahi bolos. Right?
Yes, understood.
Now, listen to this condition. We will have to revisit this for a particular reason. When the loop is completely inside the magnetic field and moving with a velocity v, the induced EMF was this way. Agreed? All four resistances I put here, this is BLV and this is BLV. The net induced EMF will be 0, induced current will be 0. We have done this. Yes or no?
Yes.
No. Technically, how will you construct this apparatus in the first place? How will the loop be moving here? We will keep two thin rods this way, which can slide. This is also moving with a velocity v. This is also moving with a velocity v. It is as good as this rectangular loop going to the right with a velocity v. Right?
Yes, sir.
It is the same example. Now, for a change, I have two thin strips smooth fixed. This is moving to the left with a velocity v. This is moving to the right with a velocity of v. All resistances put together is equal to one resistance here, capital. All four resistances put together, I have placed it here. So technically, how will this circuit be? VBI. Current inside a battery will go from negative to positive. So this is BLV. This is R. Now, how about this? VBI, current inside a battery will go from negative to positive. BLV. Now here both are in series. Net total current will be 2 times BLV by R. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
No, we will make further modification in this. Take it down. Take it.
In the left diagram, one lower one will be R, right?
Left diagram, lower one. Here.
Yes, the lower wire should also have an R, right?
All are in series. All resistances put together, I put a resistance R.
Okay, sir.
All 4 branches का resistance एक ही branch में डाल.
Done, sir.
Suppose you take the same example, but with a small difference. This is one strip, this is one strip. Right? This is moving with a velocity V and V. This is of length L and L. This is magnetic field, but the resistance is kept this. These all are resistanceless. There is no resistance. I want the induced current in this particular loop. How much will be the induced current? Now here, if you people observe, resistance is not in series to the batteries. It is in parallel to the battery. So if I am replacing this with a battery, this is BLV, this is BLV, this is what will I be? BLV by R. Two ideal batteries in parallel. What will be the potential here? If I take this to be 0, this will be BLV. This is also BLV. So potential difference across the EMF across the resistance will be BL. See the equivalent circuit. In the previous case, you kept the resistance in series here. Here you kept the resistance in parallel to the two batteries. The induced current will be BLV by R.
So there will also be a resistance because of the rods, right? Which you should take in the previous case.
Generally, I take some resistance. Here I assumed it is to be 0. If you take that resistance, then find R equivalent and find the current.
Okay. Answer a bad question over here, but so if we connect one battery or two batteries or many batteries in parallel, it won't make any difference, right?
It doesn't make a difference. The two ideal batteries. So EMF across the resistance will be the same. Now, watch out for this. How do they exploit this particular concept? Suppose I have a circular loop like this. You have a magnetic field all throughout this region, perpendicular to the board, and this is moving with a velocity v. I want the motional EMF across P. Motional EMF across P. Now, two ways of dealing with this. Firstly, if I close the loop, what is the net EMF in this? Net EMF in this will be 0. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
That means this you can draw as, wish I drew a proper semicircle. This will be B to R into V. This will be B to R into V, where R is the radius. So this will have an EMF in this direction. The closing side will have an EMF in this direction. Net total EMF becomes 0. Are we convinced? So I know the motional EMF across PQ. EMF across PQ will be B to R into V. This is one way of solving. Here, because I took a semicircle, I have an alternative way of dealing with it. If it is an irregular shape, this will be the only way. Because I took a semicircle, what will be the alternative way that you will deal with it? Observe this. You have a magnetic field. I considered a length dl. This is having a velocity v. This will be theta. This will be v sine theta. And this will be v cos theta. Do you agree with this? The loop is moving to the right with a velocity v. That means this small element dl will have a velocity v. This is v cos theta and v sin theta. Motional EMF dE will be B L V. Are you convinced? B L V. All three should be mutually perpendicular. If they are not, you will resolve it and take the perpendicular component. V sin theta will not produce any motional EMF. Agreed?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, summation of this dE will be B V integral dl cos theta. If this is dl, can I consider this to be dl cos theta? This is theta. If this is dl, this will be dl cos theta. Yes or no?
Yes.
Integral dl cos theta, will it be 2r? So completing the loop and making the net EMF 0 is one way. If it is a regular shaped body, finding out dlv and integrating is the second way. Because it was a semicircle, I could do this with convenience. If it is an irregular shaped body, this will be the only alternative.
So why was net EMF 0 in the first case?
Turn the page of your notes and have a look at it. Today where we started. A loop is completely inside the magnetic field.
Got it. So EPQ found when the loop was complete, right?
We completed that and we found out across this and across this will be equal and opposite. Only then the net EMF will become 0.
Right.
Or the other way, without completing, we found EPQ across this loop by considering this DL and then integrating.
And so that one, how did you get DL cos theta?
If this is DL, its horizontal projection will be DL cos theta. If this is DL, its horizontal projection will be DL cos theta. Summation of DL cos theta will be 2R. You learned that in Newton's laws. If this is DL,
Oh, got it, sir. Got it.
right?
Yes. Got it.
This is theta.
That will be DL sin theta, no?
Resolve करके देख लो ना. This angle will be theta. So this is DL cos theta. So this will be DL. Motional EMF across PQ when placed inside a magnetic field, and this is moving this way with the velocity v. This is a EMF across PQ.
Zero.
Zero. Because when I join this side and I am making it move along its length, motional EMF across the closing side will be 0. So even across this will be 0 because the net total across whole of the loop should be 0.
So also left half and right half will have cancelling effects.
That way also we can look at it. This is a current carrying wire and constant. You have a thin wire PQ moving with a velocity of V. L is the length of the wire and D is the distance between them. Find the motional EMF across PQ. Find motional EMF across PQ. Find motional EMF across PQ.
So in the first example, what was the first reason you had given for the EMF to be 0?
Close the closing side. Net EMF should be 0. Along this length, it is 0.
Okay, sir. Got it.
When you are moving a rod parallel to its length, motional EMF will be 0.
BVL.
Sir, 1 minute.
What was the necessity for you to bring in calculus here? I have no other option because magnetic field due to the infinite long wire along PQ is changing. It is not constant.
But do we know the magnitude is that and what distance it will be what? The field due to I.
You not I by 2 pi x.
Sorry.
Magnetic field पूछ रहे हो? Infinite long wire will produce a magnetic field of mu naught I by 2 pi x.
Done, sir.
Motional EMF across dx will be d LV. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Now, B is mu naught I by 2 pi x. Because of the infinite long wire, magnetic field is perpendicular to the body inwards. Right? Motional EMF का direction V, D, I. V, thumb is the velocity. Forefinger is the magnetic field. Middle finger is the current. So current inside the battery will go from negative to positive. So for PQ, this will be the direction of the battery. BL, V. Integral D, mu naught I by 2 pi V integral dx upon x. Least value of x is D, maximum value of x is D plus. Mu naught IV by 2 pi ln of D plus L upon D. This will be the motional EMF across PQ.
Done, sir.
So wait. Yes, sir, done.
There is a loop like this. And you have a magnetic field perpendicular to the body. This length is given as L. And the loop is moving with a velocity V, making an angle of theta. Find the motional EMF across P.
Wire in the center, right?
Pardon?
There's a wire in the center which is
There's
producing.
a magnetic field, external magnetic
Okay.
field. This is the magnetic field.
Done, sir.
Obviously, you will resolve this as V sine theta. B L V sine theta will be the motional EMF across the loop. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
This is the motional EMF across the straight line. The loop will have equal EMF but in opposite direction. The current is constant. The distance is d. This is a. This is moving with a velocity v. Find the motional EMF in the square loop. Find EMF in square loop.
Done, sir.
This length of the wire, I'll name them P, Q, R, S. EMF across QR is equal to EMF across SP will be equal to
0.
0 because there is going parallel to the length. Right? Now, across this VBI, inside the battery, current will go from negative to positive. Negative to positive. This is BAB. This is BAB. Net EMF in the square loop will be 0. They're only playing a practical joke with you. Your magnetic field is not constant. No, yaar. Yes, it is not constant. You want to integrate? You're welcome. You already did the expression for that integration. How much did you get?
Mu I V by 2 by ln d plus a by a.
Same value will be at both the places. So it gets cancelled.
So why is it getting cancelled? Shouldn't it add up?
See the directions of the battery? No, for this VPI, so current goes from negative to positive, negative to positive. When you connect two batteries this way, why will they add up? They will cancel out. Positive connected to positive.
Got it. So, but this does not also seem like it's adding up two batteries in parallel.
That means the resistance should be kept parallel to this.
Got it.
Keep a branch like this parallel, then it will be BLV by R, BAV by R, whatever. Now listen. In motional EMF, what if the thin rod is rotating with an angular velocity omega? Thin rod is rotating with an angular velocity omega. Your magnetic field in this region is this way. Consider a small element dx at a distance of x. This will be x omega. d will be p. L, v is x omega. Velocity of that particular endpoint is x omega. Agreed? Direction, VBI. Thumb is velocity, forefinger is magnetic field, middle finger is induced current. VBI. Inside the battery, this will behave like a battery. Inside the battery, current goes from negative to positive. Agreed? All such type of batteries are added up. Integral D. All such type of batteries are added up. Right? All such type of batteries direction from here till here are added up. So integral D. B is constant. Omega is constant. X dx 0 to L. B omega L square by 2. B omega L square by 2. So a thin rod rotating with an angular velocity omega, motional EMF is B omega L square by 2. A standard formula which you are expected to remember. Both the problems are the same, different view, that's it. Both the problems are the same. It's a different view. This is the top view. Here the loop is in the plane of the board. Just visualize that. This is a thin rod rotating with an angular velocity inside a smooth ring. One end of the rod is connected to this end of the resistor. Other end of the rod is connected to this end of the resistor. That means whatever is the EMF across the rod, it will appear across the resistor. Same is the situation here. Right, EMF across the rod. The rod is sliding through inside a smooth ring. So ring is connected to this end of the resistor. The other end of the rod is connected to this end of the resistor. So what will be the current in this particular resistance? See, this rod will behave like a battery of this direction. See the direction, VBI, VBI. So this will be the positive terminal. Current in the circuit will go this way. B omega L square by 2R will be the current. Both the diagrams are the same. Orientation is different. That's
Done. Done. So B omega L square by 2 R.
B omega L square by 2R. They're playing a cheap trick here. One battery or 4 batteries in parallel mean the same. One battery or 4 batteries. It's like telling you, you have a battery like this and you have a resistance. This is B omega L square by 2. Now you add a second battery like this with the same EMF. Third battery like this with the same EMF. Fourth battery like this with the same EMF. The current in this will be B omega L square by 2 divided by R. The magnetic field in this region is perpendicularly inwards. The radius of this is R. Find the motional EMF across P. Find the motional EMF across P. It is a semicircular ring. It's a semicircular ring.
Done. 2.
Here R is not the resistance. I have this
Radius.
very bad habit of using the same symbols for two different parameters. R is the radius. Right? Listen carefully. This is a rod of length
12.
12.
2L. This is a rod of length 2L. All throughout this region, magnetic field is uniform. Hereafter, generally I show the complete region. I will show only one symbol. Implies it's uniform all throughout. It's an understanding between you and me. Right? They want the motional EMF across MQ. E across MQ. Think carefully and solve the problem.
It is hinged at M.
Pardon?
The rod is hinged at M.
What is?
Rod is hinged at M.
The
500.
rod is hinged at M and rotating the compass.
Done, sir.
Now listen. E across PQ will be E across PM plus E across NQ. Do you agree with that? E across PQ is B omega 2L whole square by 2. Across PM is B omega L square by 2.
So also we could have integrated it again.
क्यों करूं मैं? डायरेक्ट जब आंसर आ रहा है इतना मेहनत नहीं करना है मुझे.
Done, sir.
This is a ring. This is a thin rod of length L and resistance smaller. This is capital. This is rotating with an angular velocity. Find the current in capital R. Current in resistance capital. The ring is ideal ring, rather no resistance in the ring. This rod has a resistance of smaller length L. Resistance of smaller length L. Smaller is the resistance of this rod. Smaller is the resistance of this rod. Resistance. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
That means first time in today's class, the battery of this B omega L square by 2 is being given an internal resistance. Don't forget. Small, silly, cheap trick.
So 1 minute. Done, sir. B omega L square by 2 times R plus R by 2.
Okay, that way I don't remember. Now this I will redraw this way. This is VBI. This is going downwards. VBI negative. This is an internal resistance R. This will be B omega L square by 2, B omega L square by 2, and followed by a symbol called small e till the end so that I don't need to write it every point. Now name them. All this as a P, Q, B I will use for magnetic field. Don't use B symbols in this chapter. P, Q, L, M. Okay. Now, P, Q, M can be placed at one point. P, Q, M can be placed at one point. Yes or no?
Yes.
P, Q, M. Right? I'll have an internal resistance. Internal resistance. Negative terminal is PQM. PQM, I have done this. B omega L square by 2 small r, B omega L square by 2. I have L is also connected to M. L is also connected to M. Is my job done? L is connected to M, isn't it? L, P, Q, M are connected. L, this point is O. L, P, Q, M are connected. Is your job much easier now? Two batteries in parallel. E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 plus R. Say something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
समझ में आया? How is the rod rotating? Conical pendulum.
Yes, sir.
Magnetic field direction vertically upwards.
Upward.
Okay, I forgot to give you this angle theta. I forgot to give you this angle theta. You have to take theta. In the answer, you will have theta. I just saw the answer. I recollect. Consider an element dx at a distance of x. Velocity is perpendicularly out of the board. Magnetic field is in the plane of the board. So velocity and magnetic field are perpendicular. In BLV, what is it that you need to take care of? All three should be mutually perpendicular. Here, L is not perpendicular to the magnetic field. V is perpendicular to the magnetic field. You have to resolve this length L. dE, B, dx sine theta, V. If this was dx, dx cos theta will be parallel to B, dx sine theta will be perpendicular to B. Do you agree with that? If this is dx, along x you took an element dx. dx cos theta will be anti-parallel to B, not even parallel. And dx sine theta will be perpendicular to B. Are you convinced?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, B is not given. I have to bring it in terms of x omega. dx sine theta, while sine theta is constant. V is not given, omega is given. V is equal to x omega. Integral dE B omega sine theta integral x dx. I think I'm going wrong somewhere. Did I miss anything here?
So is the direction of V proper?
V, the rod is rotating. V is like this.
It's perpendicular. Right?
I don't know why. Verify if the answer is correct or I have committed a silly mistake. I should see where this problem is.
Sir, won't it be x sin theta omega? Because that is the radius, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. X sine theta. This is x sine theta. V is equal to x sine theta omega. My mistake. X sine theta omega. So this will become sine square. Now we get the answer. B omega sine square theta into L square by. My bad. Radius is x sine theta and not x.
Done, sir. We are taking exercise 3 doubts today. Current electricity.
मैं लूंगा यार आज.
Done.
Now the next point is quite important. The next point is rather from here you are laying the foundation for a huge concept. This is L, M, this is resistance R, you have a magnetic field. This rod is given a velocity of this rod is given a velocity of u initial. You want to find velocity u as a function of time. What makes you think on smooth rail tracks, you give a velocity u, the velocity will keep decreasing. The velocity has to decrease. Lenz's law, it opposes the cause. As I give a velocity to this, it will have motional EMF. Motional EMF will produce current. That current will generate a force called BIL in the opposite direction. So the rod will slow down. Right? So obviously the rod should slow down. All of you concentrate, something important is being covered. So you are interested to know the velocity as a function of time for this rod. So let us consider after time t, in a short time interval dt, let the velocity be small v. This is small. Initial velocity is u naught. Initial velocity is u naught. This is small v. After time t, in a short time interval dt, velocity of the rod is small v. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Now, if it is small v, what is the motional EMF? BLV divided by R will be the current in the circuit.
Yes, sir.
Force BIL will be in the opposite direction. ऐसा कैसा direction बता दिया यार तुम्हें? Lenz's law, it opposes the cause. 90% of the cases I'll use Lenz's law. Velocity is given to the right. Motional EMF will generate current in such a way such that it opposes the cause. Right? So acceleration will be dv by dt, but with a negative sign. BIL by M. What is the force on it? BIL. Divided by mass of the rod is the acceleration. And how much is this current? It will be BLV by R. See if all of you are convinced here. The current in this will be BLV by R, motional EMF divided by R. Because of the current, there is a BIL. BIL will be slowing it down. So BIL by M is the deceleration, not acceleration. Hence, I put a negative sign. Till here, all of you convinced?
Yes, sir.
dV by dt is minus B square L square by MR into V. dV by V is minus B square L square by MR into V. At time t equal to 0, velocity was u naught. At time t equal to t, I need the velocity as a function of time. This will be ln of v by u naught is equal to minus b square L square by mr into t. V is equal to u naught e to the power minus b square L square by mr into t. You mean to say the graph for velocity will be exponentially decreasing. It will never reach zero. It will never reach zero. क्यों भाई साहब? जब आप काइनेमेटिक्स पढ़ा रहे थे तो आपने v equal to u plus at equal everybody can come to rest if there is deceleration.
Forces also gradually decrease.
Decelerate कर रहा है तो rest को नहीं आएगा. Their deceleration was constant. Here deceleration itself is decreasing. Deceleration itself is dependent on velocity. When velocity decreases, the rate of deceleration itself decreases. dV by dt decreases. Right? I repeat, have a look at it. As the velocity decreases, motional EMF decreases. Motional EMF decreases, current will decrease. Current will decrease, the deceleration will decrease. So it will take infinite time for the rod to come to rest. Theoretically, it takes infinite time for it to come to rest. Then how about the current? Current is BL by R, velocity. Velocity is u naught e to the power minus b square L square by mr into t. BL u naught by R is I naught. BL u naught by R is I naught. E to the power minus b square L square by mr into t. What makes you say BL u naught by R is I naught? That was the initial velocity and then the initial current. Once again, it is an exponentially decreasing I naught, I as a function of time. The current will be exponentially decreasing. So as the current decreases exponentially, the decelerating force decreases exponentially, as a result of which the velocity will also decrease exponentially.
Done.
Done, sir.
Now here comes the dicey situation. The next part is the most heaviest and the most important concept of EMI. From here, the class will, till now here, if you people have observed, it was quite light. From here, the class will become very heavy, right? The concept itself will be that heavy before you can solve a problem, right? I'll deal with that in the next class. Let's not have discontinuity in that. And your class notes will be your only reference for that, for reasons that you will again understand. I'll show you the sources from which they are picked up, but those sources you will not have access to, right? And when is our next lecture? This Tuesday.